Hello, 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 and everyone, welcome to another episode of Open Mouse Podcast with myself, Professor Jazz, and my co-host, Dr. Scorpio. How you doing, Dr. Scorpio?
Niggas is living. You feel me? Can't complain. Feel
You living
me?
to the fullest?
You feel me? That's how we supposed to do it.
That's how you're supposed to do it. I mean,
Do it.
come on. Today we need to live it to the fullest because you never know what might happen tomorrow or next. As
Mm-hmm.
if you do anything, just do it. Don't even
Mm-hmm.
think, well, don't get yourself in trouble and get yourself in jail. You don't want to spend the next couple of days or weeks or months in there.
Hey man, free the guys, man. Free the guys, man. What you got? What you sipping on? What you sipping on? What you got?
Just a little something, that's all. Just a little soft drink.
I don't want to call it a soft drink, but I hear you.
It is soft compared to the hard liquor. Come on.
Right, there you go. You got a point. You got a point. That's more like malt liquor. So
Right,
that's your,
right.
your
It's
malt liquor vibes.
pain.
Yeah.
I don't want to go too wild.
You don't go too. That's the first hearing it from you.
Uh,
You don't want to. You don't want to. You don't want to get too wild.
well, it's still
Yeah.
early. It's still early.
Right. Right.
Yeah, I'll move into the harder liquor later and let that mouse go loose. You never know.
You right. You right. You right. So you know what I'm saying? What we got on the docket right now? What's
Well,
going on?
tonight we're gonna go ahead and talk about anal sex. This is something hard because it's painful sometimes. A lot of people don't know how to start preparing yourself before you have anal sex. Because if you do it right, you could actually enjoy it. I feel like, in my experience, it is painful at the beginning, but after a while, it's very pleasurable, and it's something that you can enjoy. But especially a lot of women don't like to do it because of that, because of the pain. They don't want to feel the pain,
Right on.
and then you see like a lot of these porn stars, they do it on the camera like that. It's like, damn, damn,
Right. Yeah, and you know that, but you know how that is.
yeah. Well, and that's the thing though. They're professionals, so they know how to take care and prepare themselves before they have to do a scene like that.
Correct.
Usually, you know, when it comes to anal sex, a lot of times they just go for it and they don't try to go so quick. They want to go ahead and enjoy it. But then you got to realize again, it's like the booty hole is smaller than, the pussy. It's too tight there.
Big facts. Big
You
facts.
know.
Big.
But there's certain things that you can do in order to go ahead and get warmed up. Like how you do exercises, you gotta warm up and stretch a little bit first, so then you won't feel the after effects of pain. So you do it the same way to prepare yourself before you have anal sex.
I agree. I definitely agree. To be honest, I didn't had like certain I would say, requests after the first time because like usually what I would get I mean not all the time, but like it would be like, oh, I don't really do that like that, and I'm kind of scared, or this I don't do that often. But then it's like it was this one girl particularly where she was kind of on that. She was like, yeah, I don't really do that like that. Or whatever. I was just like, and I'm because let me get this out the way too. I feel like every guy ain't gonna like it. Um,
True.
you know what I mean? Sometimes the mentality go with it where they feel like, oh, it's kind of taboo or weird. I
Right.
mean, that's your, that's niggas' opinion. You can think what you like, but you know, everybody has, they like what they like and shit.
Right.
But for whatever. And I was like, well, and I said all that shit to say about what other people don't like is because I'm the type of person where I like to just dominate everything. So whatever I want to do, I want to just do it. So it's like, you know what I'm saying? Especially like if you my shorty or whatever the fuck, it's like, yeah, dude, all this belongs to me. So whatever I decide to do, I'm just doing it. Type shit.
And you're right. A lot of women do not want to do that. Again, it could be painful, or they have experienced it
Yeah.
where you went wrong and they didn't like it. Uh, and just some women just rather not go there because they think it's dirty, it's mean.
It's
And
an
men
yeah.
feel that way too. They don't want their dick and they have some shit around it or anything like that. They think it's, like you said, taboo. They don't think, that should happen.
Right. For me personally, this how I feel, right? Because um okay, if you a woman, it's right next to your pussy. It's literally right there. So how can you not wash it properly if you washing your vagina properly? So like the uncleanliness thing is kind of like I guess, but that means you just not together like so at all. Shit, you feel me? So that should be the damn one of maybe the easiest things to clean because you don't really do nothing with it. You get what I'm saying? Like it's just there, and you get done. You wipe that more than you wipe your pussy. You feel what I'm saying?
True.
That shit should be clean. But that's just me, how I see it. But like I said, like because I want to do what I want to do. You know what I'm saying? That could sound selfish, but hey.
And it could be more like, okay, they just scared,
Right. This girl particularly was just more like whatever about it. Then I did it for the first time. Then she started asking me to do it.
they
So
like,
it was like that, yeah. So it was different. But every girl is different though. You know what I'm saying?
yeah. I mean, again, I mean, people do enjoy it. I mean, it's something you have to try and then see for yourself if you like it or not.
Right.
Again, the orgasm is different
Right.
when you have anal sex.
Right.
For me, in my opinion, it feels more intense. You're not just fucking, you know, the ass, but you're also getting the pussy really wet. So now you have both, getting basically, wet and everything. So it's a type of pleasure that you should
Right.
try and then judge yourself after that if you like it or not. But you gotta make sure that you do it right. Because if you do it wrong, of course, you're not gonna like it and you're not gonna ever want to try it again.
Right.
In my experiences, I've done it a few times. It's not like something that I would do with every single relationship I'm with.
For
But
sure.
you know, it's something that you want to confide with your partner, so they can understand. It's like, okay, it's not just straight go in there and that's it, have sex,
Mhm.
fuck the ass. It's more like you should take your time. It's more being patient to go ahead and make sure she also enjoys it
Mhm.
and you can both
Exactly.
enjoy it,
Mhm.
right? I
Right.
mean, and I was doing some of my research, and it tells you the basic things, how to take care of it, how to prepare yourself before you have anal sex. I think
Right.
you shouldn't just go right dive into it, especially like, well, for men, come on. If you have a big dick, you're gonna be scared to have that in your ass.
Mhm. Here we go.
I mean, come on. If you already
Here
have
we go.
getting it in the pussy, it's gonna be worse in the ass. But then if you have kind of like an average dick, average penis, it, it,
Mm,
it'll be less painful. She might like it.
yeah, we'll see.
Guys with little penises can actually work in this part right now. Hey, they
Right.
can stick it in there. Hey, they're gonna like it. They're not gonna feel no pain really.
I don't know. See, this is a weird one. I think you probably gonna have more stories about that than me because I don't have no stories about no shit.
There's plenty of stories. Oh shit. But but I think, you know,
Mm-hmm.
that's one thing that women do scared, they're scared of
Mm-hmm.
the size of your penis, if depending on how it goes, um, right after, you have sex with them, how it's gonna be if you had it in the ass, right? I mean, it could scare someone. Might not make them want to do it. Where'd my partner go? He left me. But we could go ahead and start talking about anal sex, how to prepare it, and how to enjoy yourself. But one thing you have to do, you have to make sure, like we just talked about, you have to make sure that it's clean. You want to make sure that, first of all, you plan it. Like if you think you're ready to have anal sex, and you talk to your partner about this, and you're gonna go ahead and do it at some point. Well, let's say we go ahead and arrange, for tonight, we're gonna go ahead and try anal sex. Well, the woman should prepare herself. She should go ahead and make sure she cleans there. We just talked about good hygiene. You need to make sure she's clean around there. You don't want extra stuff. There's different things that you could do to cleanse yourself there. They have um okay, well first you have to make sure you take a nice good bath or a shower. You gotta make sure, especially a bath will be good because when you're in a bath, you're in the water. The water's there. It's not just on you, but it's actually in there cleaning you. There's stuff like douching the anal. You could douche the anal so you could go ahead and clean inside there. Or there's this thing called enema where you could go ahead and insert this and it'll rinse basically everything else, just like a douche. You want to rinse anything that's in there a
Oh.
couple hours before you do the anal sex. You want to make
But
sure everything's out.
isn't it bad for y'all though? Because I think y'all get yeast infections from the douche,
Yeah, well, yeah, but
but not
you
with
don't
that.
want to do it all the time. You don't want to keep douching every time after you have intercourse. You don't want to douche too much because first of all, the vagina cleanses itself. It's a natural cleanser. You don't need to put extra things. You need to be careful what you put in there. You can't put all these different toxins. You gotta
Mm-hmm.
make sure you're careful what kind of lubricants you're using, or other things. People like to use even fruits and stuff like that. You have to be careful what you put in the vagina. But you also have to be careful what you put in the ass, because that's where all the basically the garbage goes out, right? So you want to make sure that you don't have anything in there where, hey, it could scare the guy potentially because he might not like it. It's like, oh, it's dirty and all this. Man, don't get scared
You
of
know what? You
shit.
know what? This is a weird revelation and shit, but maybe that's why certain diseases are so you know what I'm saying, like HIV and shit, because I think your intestines also absorb like a whole lot of where like the minerals and stuff go. It goes straight to your bloodstream. So
Yeah,
whatever you do eat, that's where a lot of it is being, whatever is good from it, it's being, absorbed there. So it's like maybe when you are having sex there, there's a lot of absorption and shit like that there as well. You know what I'm saying? So that's, I never thought about it that way.
right.
You know what I'm
And,
saying?
and, and that's the thing, though. It's like, they also tell you it's like make sure you try to go use the bathroom before because that's one thing. The fear is, whether it's there, the certain situations where we get scared, where we might you go to the bathroom, we end up shitting on ourselves, from anal sex to even like even when we go on labor and have childbirth. Like I'm scared. I don't want the doctors to see me that I shit on myself, but it happens, you know.
Right. Yeah. Yeah.
But you don't want to do that. You don't want to try to do anything that can ruin that special night that you're trying to do. So make sure you guys clean it. And they also say, hey, if you want to trim it, you get little hairs there. Why not trim it or shave it, whatever, or just keep it, with some hair. Why not? But just make sure that you clean it as best as you can. Just like how you clean anything else in your body, you make sure you clean the booty hole.
You know, this made me think about it's this video just went viral the other day where it was Kevin Samuels was talking about you need to wipe your ass. And he was like, you
Wipe
gonna
your
have to
ass.
he
Yes, you
was like, you gonna have to get up and around that ass, man. You know what I'm saying? And that shit was funny
clean
as hell.
it. You gotta clean
Yeah,
it.
that shit was funny. Yeah, hygiene is big. I think that's possibly also where, you know what I'm saying, like bacterial infections and shit can
Yeah, there's a lot of bacteria that's coming
come.
out, so you want to make
Yeah.
sure.
That's what I meant by the absorption of that shit. So if I'm
Right.
not clean and I'm getting in you, your body's absorbing all that. That's why I do have to agree with a lot of people too when they talk about the female pH balance and they like, hey, men actually throw off our pH balance, especially when you coming inside of me and stuff. And I was like, okay, I can understand that. You know what I'm saying? So because we're naturally alkaline, the vagina is naturally acidic. You know what I mean? So it's a big difference there. But at the same time, I mean, this is supposed to go on. So it's like, how does that even make sense? It's crazy. You know what I'm saying? So, and you put that with, I got a dirty dick too. That's bad. You know what I'm saying? That's bad. That's terrible. So you know, Shorty is definitely gonna end up with, you know what I'm saying? She gonna need to do some dushing and all that shit. You know,
Yeah, and
the,
and again, you don't have to do douche. As long as you're always cleaning yourself when you're showering or bathing. Keep it as clean as possible. You don't want you don't want him to get scared before he goes in there. Come on,
right. That's true. So
you know. But so okay, so we got the cleaning part, which is fine. Clean it and everything. Make sure it's clean before you prepare for the night. Another thing, though, you can also um, use toys, okay? And
hmm
you need to go ahead and make sure that make sure that you try it right, especially if you haven't done it, and you want to go as less pain as possible.
right.
Hold on.
Donkey and donkey.
I'm so sorry. The door rang. So,
It's
like
okay.
I said, the next thing you need to do is make sure that, especially if you haven't done it and you want to go ahead and ease into it, you don't want to
Right.
just go into it. So you want to go ahead and maybe buy some toys. Buy some toys like butt plugs or anal beads, or make it natural where you start off with the partner starts off with the tongue or the fingers in order to go ahead and warm it up, like we say. Try to stretch it out at first, so it could be as comfortable as it could be when you do end up having anal sex.
Yeah, and you know what? It's probably like I feel like I don't know. I mean, as a man, I feel like I always want to make sure the woman feels good, but you know, it's ways to make sure that this feels good, and you have to like make sure you like cross that off, like you said, like you know, definitely she can get her some toys, like maybe a butt plug or something. But like I see how warming it up always is the best way. So you're gonna have to massage it. And like you said, use some fingers, you know what I'm saying? Definitely lubricant, you feel me? And then it's like the experiences I've had, you feel me? Um, just even being with my fiance or any other woman, you feel me? I understand what it's like, you know what I'm saying, to have to learn a person and know what to do and you know, all that shit. You know what I'm saying? So all that plays a factor too, like your partner. You know what I'm saying? Like who is your like you should be able to kinda warm them up into this shit. You get what I'm saying? Yeah. You know what I'm saying? But you know, you should be able to just kind of
That's the thing. You want to make sure
yeah, like
don't
pH
go in there just dry. You
that
gotta
too.
ease a little bit, turn it on a little bit,
Yeah. Hit the gas with just a little bit.
just a little bit. That's all. But I mean, again, you know, some people don't like to use their tongue or their fingers, so you use toys. There's different types of butt plugs, different sizes. They even have where you could buy a pack of different sizes of butt plugs. So you could start with a small one, and then in time you stretch it out, and you get a bigger one and a bigger one, until you get to the size you want it, and then you'll feel comfortable when you insert not just a butt plug, but you could go ahead and have toys there, anal beads, and then to the point where you do have, anal sex.
Exactly. So, and
And that's for, I think, butt plugs are the best things for women that are just beginning, that haven't done it or too scared to try like right now, but thinking about it. I mean, the butt plugs can help, like I said, slowly start with the small ones and then ease into the bigger ones, as big as you want it. Once you feel comfortable to the size that you want it, it's gonna feel better. It's not gonna feel that pain because it's used to that size.
right, I feel you, and that could, that could definitely work. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, I just kind of, you know, knew who I was dealing with, so I knew how to kind of turn the person on to the point where if I did do that, they would be less, you know, um, resistant because they would be willing to do it in the moment versus like at first maybe, they might not want to do it, but you have to kind of create the environment for a person to feel comfortable doing it. It's not like manipulation, but it's more just like assuring them that like you're not going to hurt them or you're not going to make them uncomfortable. You know what I'm saying? So
Right.
that kind of shit. So once you kind of there, then of course I definitely agree with you. Just what I'm saying, like just let her know, like what I'm saying, like this is how you would do it if you're gonna do it right. You know what I'm saying? You're gonna handle it. You feel me properly,
And that's
but
what you do. You need that reassurance from the men too, saying, don't worry, I'm not gonna go ahead. I'll take my time, go slow,
right.
making sure that it's not painful because again, that could really at some point traumatize where you don't want to do it at
Yeah, yeah,
all
yeah, exactly,
ever.
exactly. And that was some responses I got before too. It's just like, oh my god, I hurt it so bad. This one time, woo, or whatever. But it's like if you do it right, you know what I'm saying? She'll like this shit. You know what I'm saying?
Like I said, so toys do work. I mean, you don't have to use toys. Like you say, you could try to just turn them on and get them in that mood where
Use them fingers, yeah.
they'll go ahead and do anything. If you hit the right spots, do the right thing, the woman will go ahead and do anything.
Right.
That's what it is. But again, the toys do help again because you could take your time with those toys and gradually, you know, get bigger butt plugs in order to go ahead and stretch it out, instead of doing it all at one time.
Mhm.
But some women do like that pain because they know right after that pain, you feel that pleasure.
It was another thing that I see that I guess which I never used or nothing like that. But I guess they had this type of like numbing spray too.
They
Uh,
do.
I was
I
trying. I
see it.
was
They have different ones, which is good. You buy the
yeah,
cream and it numbs it.
yeah. I guess so. You know what I'm saying? Especially because, like I said, most girls, you know what I'm saying, they probably would do it or whatever, but they not doing it consistently enough to have some of this stuff laying around, unless they in like a legitimate relationship where they do certain shit.
Right.
So it's like that's just kind of how that would probably go. But
Right. And that's something again, if that's something that you just don't want to deal with anyone. I mean, except porn stars, whoever. I mean, unless if you really like anal sex, then go for it, whatever. But a
that's
lot of women don't do it as often, so they're not really knowing, being like knowing what's out there that can help ease that pain because, as we
uh,
know, it is painful. So
right, exactly. So, but I did see that. I used to be one of my first jobs as a young nigga. I used to work at this shop. It was like a retail shop, but they sold shit like that too. So they would sell novelty shit and like crazy shit. They would sell like band T-shirts and all type of other shit. So like they had little shit like that, and I would be like, damn, people use this. That's why I'm like, I never bought this and been like, hey, do this. You know what I'm saying? Like, and make sure to, you know what I'm saying, spray or shit or something. I never did anything like that, but I know that shit could possibly work for somebody who maybe has never done this shit before and they maybe want to do it type shit. You know what I'm saying? But they, you know what I'm saying?
That's something. Would you try it then? I mean, if she told you, "Hey, well, I do want to
But
have
I want to
sex with you," would you mind doing certain things, to get
type
me to
shit.
that point? Yeah.
Whatever, you know what I'm saying? Would help, you feel me, the situation, you feel me? I feel like you should probably do anyway. So like anything, anyway. You already fucking. So it's like she probably wants certain stuff generally to get there. So you know what I'm saying? So you might want to, have certain things already set in place. You feel me? So I think that would be just very reasonable request. Like, hey, could you I wanna do this and let's go to the store together or something. You know what I'm saying? And do this and do that. I'll be like, yeah, why not? You know what I'm saying? So but that just depends on the person.
Right. Yeah, and it does depend on the person, and it depends on what type of relationship you're in. Like you say, you might be in a really good relationship where you want to go ahead and try everything. So why not go to the sex store together, buy the stuff that you need for anal sex, buy the cream or the spray that numbs it to help you, buy some butt plugs or anal beads. Now, anal beads are not bad either because they have them in different sizes too, where you could buy them small and then gradually go bigger,
Mm-hmm.
you know. But that's a different feeling, than the butt plug. And then they have the anal vibrators and dildos that also help. So there's different
Oh, yeah.
toys out there. There's different things that you can use, and just to prepare yourself to have anal sex. I mean,
That's
so
a fact.
Ty, do you think sticking your tongue in your girl's booty and the girl's booty is that nasty? Would you wait until she actually, hey, you gotta make sure you're clean there before, yeah. You
Man,
just like nasty.
crazy.
Mhm.
Crazy. I'll just say this, man.
Just a little dirtiness, no, won't hurt.
Yeah, right. I'll just say this, man. Like, if you gonna, for me, I already gotta know. I'm not gonna just do anything down there unless I know you got, what I'm saying, the right type
Go
of.
down there with a baby wipe, you'll be good.
Yeah, no, man. It gotta be right.
Just make sure you take your baby wipes with you while you're down there. It's like,
That would be the
oh, let
whole
me
thing.
just make sure I clean this. Make a like
I'm
a
just
baby
saying.
butt,
I'm
like
just
a baby
saying.
butt. Come on.
Nah, I'm just saying in general though. Like the whole situation had to be right. So it's like if I'm even remotely doing some other shit like that, you feel me? That means I know you all the way thorough. You all the way. You know what I'm saying? You together for real. Because other than that, absolutely not. You know what I'm saying? Like I'm not just doing it to anybody at
That's
all.
wrong, man. You just don't want.
Nah, that's terrible, man. It's bad
You want
news.
to see what that mouse can do, Ty? Come on, Ty.
Bad news. Yeah, it's bad news, man. That's bad news.
What that mouse do, Ty? Come on. Get it
Exactly.
all dirty there. No, but make sure
Smoke
you're
the
good.
smoke the
If
wood.
that's what she
That's
wants, but if she wants her booty licked on with everything, make sure it's clean then.
Yeah, you gotta nah, yeah. If you I'm just saying from a general perspective, like if you want a guy to do that, obviously yes, that you know what I'm saying. Uh, you know what I'm saying. Just keep it together, and then nigga gonna do it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's the first thing. So if a nigga like maybe doing that for the first time, and then he go down there and it's like, okay, you together down here, okay, this is great, and then you might just end up having nigga might just do that just for the hell of it, because
And we don't
that's
want about
you pass the
traumatized
first
men,
test. Yeah,
girl.
you
Okay?
pass the first test, and then nigga might say, "Fuck it, we're gonna just go to hyperdrive." I mean, now you got that going on. You know what I'm saying? And that's just how that'll be. You feel me? If it's together, but like if you got some situation where nigga he ain't really even comfortable doing it right now, and then she might not have had that experience either, so the nigga might not want to do that right now. But then he end up
Right,
doing it, and I guess it makes sense. You know what I'm saying?
right. That is
Whatever
true.
makes sense.
So the next thing is comfortable sex position.
Uh,
What would it be? Well, there's no comfortable position because it depends on the person. Everybody likes it differently. They might feel like it'll be better for them to be on top, or the woman laying down, or the woman laying to the side, or doggy style. But you just have to find which way will be comfortable for you, because you want to make sure you're comfortable. Make sure you start grabbing that pillow just in case, because you're gonna scream.
oh boy.
But yeah, just any sex position that you feel comfortable in staying, just do it. And you might want to try different positions when you have anal sex.
That's
You
true.
want to
I
see which one will be more comfortable for you, the more
maybe
comfortable way that you'll enjoy it.
true that. I didn't think about that. Yeah, that's
Because they say, okay, so if the woman is riding you on top, she has more control how deep it goes. Um, if you have a doggy style one, most likely it'll go more deep in, same way as to the side. But again, it just depends on how the woman enjoys it. If she feels comfortable that way and she enjoys it that way, then that'll be the best way to do it. Then
yeah,
you
yeah,
don't have to try another way, or you can.
yeah. I guess you're right on that. I mean, I never thought of that. So I guess you know what I'm saying. The person would have to be the best judge on that.
Yeah,
You
and it's more because we need to make sure that we're comfortable.
know,
We're the ones that getting our ass fucked.
right? I guess you
You
got.
guys are just penetrating in there. It's like, okay, that's all I gotta do. Shit, we gotta feel the pain.
Yeah, right. That's all. That's
I
all I'm
don't
thinking.
know. I don't know what you guys feel, but like I'm saying, we feel the pain.
I
You guys,
guess.
I don't think you guys understand the pain that we go through when we had to go through that.
Yeah, you're right.
We really had to think about it. Like when the guy asked, it's like, "Hey, he wants to do it." It's like, well, let me think about it for a while. I gotta really think about it, because you gotta think about that pain you gone through. Okay, the pleasure after it, but the pain, and then it just stretches out. Come on, it's just a lot,
Yeah, yeah. That is
and it can
pretty
get messy.
crazy.
Then you have to think about, oh my gosh, you have to clean the mess after.
Yeah, that is. Oh man, wow. That's pretty crazy. Wow. I don't know. I mean, some people have different experiences, so I can't really. You know what I mean?
Oh
I
yeah,
can't really.
everybody has it differently. Some people don't even feel no pain at all.
Right, right. I can't really judge though. You know what I'm saying? Because when it comes down to it, people gonna do what they gonna want to do anyway. So you know what I mean? Who am I? Type shit.
Right. It's what you want to do with your partner. Whatever you guys do behind closed doors, that's what you're supposed to do. Enjoy each other, not judge each other. And if somebody wants to try something, why not try it for them? As well as they're gonna go ahead and do the same thing too. So,
Right. Right.
so
Makes sense.
best way where you both agree when you want to make it as pleasurable as possible, whether it's anal sex or anyway. Some people, there's women that don't like to go ahead and suck some dick. They don't like giving out blowjobs. Um, well, if that's your partner that you love and care for, why not compromise and do something that he's gonna enjoy? Because all men enjoy that. So why not try to at least do it and make it a way where you will like it with your partner? Because you're not gonna like it with every person that you're with, but with the partner that you're with and you love and you want them to be pleasure, why not find a way to enjoy it?
Right. And some people don't have the experience, you know what I'm saying, anyway, so they don't really
Right.
know where to, you know what I'm saying, like reference, you know what I mean, anything. They never did it or they just don't, you know what I'm saying, just not maybe something they into type shit. But I mean, to be real with you, a lot of people either just have done it and they just don't like it or they just don't do it that often or whatever.
Right.
Everybody's probably
Not done right. That's the thing. A lot of times it could be because it hasn't been done right.
right.
You know, um, we talked about it before that a lot of women don't like men to go down on them because they have had bad experience at some point.
Right.
They don't know how to really enjoy that.
Right. Yeah, that's a fact, man. That is a fact. You feel me? That is a fact.
Or
You feel
they
me?
have always experienced where they have had relationships where the men don't go down, because there's a lot of men that just don't do that.
Yeah, and then it'd be like it's unfortunate because you know what I'm saying? It's like, you know, sometimes, relationships only go so far because certain people don't do certain shit or whatever, you know what I'm saying? And you could probably have a situation where niggas just kind of want to do stuff like this, but the girl don't want to do it, or even vice versa, where the girl want to do certain shit, but the nigga don't want to do it. You know what I'm saying? Shit like this, you know what I'm saying? Where they, you know what I mean? Sometimes you just gotta compromise just a little bit on little shit. It don't gotta be big shit.
Try it, because yeah, maybe you had previous bad experiences, but was the person
Yeah,
you is, that you've been for a while and everything, and you want to enjoy every part, why not compromise and try it and see if you might like it, especially with the person that you want to be doing all these things with.
right, right.
I mean,
So, you know what I'm saying?
yeah, you
I
enjoy it
agree.
more when you both experience things, especially if you haven't tried something. Why not try it together?
Right, right. I agree 100%.
Yeah, but again, that's one thing about trying to have
Right,
sex. You have to make sure you communicate that with your partner first and see if that's something you guys really you want to do, and maybe communicate what could be the issues. Like, okay, we had to find ways where we could make this where it's less painful. Maybe we do need some, numbing creams or spray, try it, and maybe some toys, because I have had past experiences and they've been painful. So why not compromise with my partner, especially if my partner wants it? Well, okay, then let's try toys and lubricants. So maybe this way I actually enjoy with you, and then it gets, the bad experience from the past to just go away, because now it's like, okay, now you're enjoying and now it's different feeling, and maybe you want to try it again. So it's always a different experience depending on who you do it with. And that's how you're gonna feel comfortable, because you're gonna feel comfortable with them to open up. Don't you agree?
Right, right.
Because it's something, if you just go in and just, "Oh, okay, I want to fuck you in the ass right now." Well, okay, well, that just throws you in a way where you might not want it. You don't want it, maybe, most likely, or that's something that I don't want to do right now. We should have talked about this. But then there's some that do like it when they say right there and they're ready. So it just depends on the person. What happened to my co-host? Did you leave? I guess he left for right now. He'll be right back. But like what we're talking about, if it's something that you do want to do, have anal sex, you gotta make sure that you do prepare for it. Um, just something that you don't want to go ahead and discourage any type of feelings of having it in the future. You want to make sure you have at least the less pain as possible, and enjoy it more. I mean, that's what it is, right? I mean, you're having sex. You're supposed to enjoy sex,
uh, uh, yeah,
right?
right,
Now, they're also talking about, okay, so safeties and the risk of having sex, okay, like STI transmission and prevention. That's because of exposure to bodily fluid that's involved, and so it gives a high level of risk. You can also, if you do a rough, that's why you have to go slow. You do it too rush, you might tear the walls. You might tear the lining of it, and it could really actually be a long-term effect where it could damage your ass,
Right.
So don't want to wear again, you wanna make sure that things are being done correctly, you clean yourself, and make sure that you don't have any other things that can cause bacteria there. You wanna keep the booty clean, right? You gotta keep the booty clean, and you gotta make sure that you prepare for it before you have anal sex. So with that being said, I would like to say that it was a good show. I hope you guys learned something today. And I hope you guys tune in next time for our next show. Next week on Thursday, we have a special guest. We were supposed to have her today, but that's okay. We're going to have her next week. We're going to have special guests that are going to talk about what she does in her job. She works in the sex industry. So something that I hope that you guys do tune in, because you guys will be able to learn a lot from this woman here. So make sure you guys stay tuned on YouTube, Facebook, any other platforms. Just find me, Professor Jazz, or you can find my co-host, Dr. Scorpio. And with that said, everyone have a good night. Enjoy yourself.